and welcome back to Positive Horizons Coaching. This week I want to look at signs that you have got to look at your emotional boundaries. So your emotional boundaries give you the energy and the opportunity to help and support others, but also just to carry out your normal life functions. So I'm going to give you a sort of 5 things to look out for to understand how you are with your emotional boundaries. So the first one will be you absorb other people's emotions. So the clearest sign that your emotional filter is too open is if somebody else is stressed or upset or anxious, suddenly you are too. So your boundaries need strengthening to enable you not to feel everything they feel. It's fine to empathize, but if that emotion and that feeling takes over how you're feeling, it's impossible for you to be able to be rational and, to help them or give them some advice, whatever it is. But it's important that you are genuinely yourself without all of this impact. The second thing would be you feel responsible for fixing how other people feel. So this is, if you like, emotional overfunctioning. It shows you're carrying emotional baggage that isn't yours to carry. So that's a big red flag to your emotional boundaries. The third one would be you feel guilty or anxious when you say no. So if somebody reaches out to you that you're saying no, and then you're feeling guilty about it, when you've made those decisions to say no, it should be empowering and it should be for your own self-belief, your own self-worth, or that you're simply, something else is more important to you at that time. It doesn't mean to say that you're abandoning somebody, because it's possible to be able to balance this. So guilt is a boundary red flag. It means your emotional safety is tied into approval or harmony or anything for a quiet life. The fourth one would be you feel drained after spending time with certain people or having certain conversations. So your energy tells the truth. It's being truthful by the way it's feeling inside. So if you consistently leave these conversations, these times with certain people, and you're feeling depleted, your emotional space is being over-accessed. So it's taking up too much of your energy. So you need to look at that, and we'll talk about that later in the week. The fifth and final one would be you hide your true emotions, your true feelings, to keep the peace, because you feel if you share too much, then it's not helping anyone. But this is self-abandonment, believe it or not. When you minimize your need to avoid conflict, or your boundaries are collapsing around you, again, this doesn't help you move forward and it doesn't help you help others. So these are just sort of my top 5 flags, if you like, that your emotional boundaries need to be looked at. So we're going to look at this in more detail. Please feel free to comment, like, share and follow, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care.